Hi, students. Maliki here. So we had a few problems there this morning with our Twinmotion um, bongo. So a couple of things happened, and even mistakes are useful. So we found out a few things that I'm going to report on to you now that I think you'll find useful. I'm not quite sure if I'm even going to put that bongo up because it took us quite a while to sort out a few bits and pieces. Most of you were anyway off doing your TDS project, so not to worry. The first thing I want to show you is I've got my site coordination project open. All right, and I want to show you this. So I've got my three buildings on there, and your housing building will look different to this one here. I don't have a copy of that, so I use mine from a couple of years ago. Concrete, steel, residential housing, timber based. Okay, and I've placed them on the site. Now, if you go into your Viva, you will see two things. One is that I've got a little video done on how to do your site coordination and also a link to download that site coordination file. So watch the video, then download. One of the first things that came up this morning was that some of you didn't have Twinmotion installed. And I'm still at a loss to understand why, because if you installed Revit 2024 and as normal, it comes in as part of Revit, so it's embedded into Revit 2024. So I don't understand why some of you don't have it. However, this is a video here which shows you from Twinmotion, from start to finish, how to go and find it, download it, and install Twinmotion. There was a question this morning that came up that somebody was saying that maybe you need the Unreal Engine application installed too before it'll let you install Twinmotion. I don't think that's right, but if you go to Shen kindly put this up. If you go into here, you'll be able to find your way to. There's a Twinmotion for Autodesk. That's Raheem, who was having the problems there this morning. So if you go into Epic Homes, you'll be able to find your way to a plugin. Now, the plugin is generally for versions Revit 2022, 2021. It's not really for 23 and 24. So I'm still kind of mystified as to why people think that you need Epic to do that. Notwithstanding that, I have it, so as part of my installation, as part of my laptop, this came in, it just came with it. And that seems to be from Unreal. So this was already in my laptop. So it didn't become a problem for me. So I wasn't aware of it until it was brought up this morning that it is problematic. Right. So watch the video, get it installed, get it up and running. Now, the second problem that arose was when I go into File and I go into Options here and I go into Hardware, you can see I've got an NVIDIA GeForce graphics card here. So my Revit was not picking that up. All right, it was reverting me back to the integrated card, which is on the motherboard, which isn't powerful enough to run Twinmotion. So when I was trying to get into Twinmotion, it was telling me you don't have the requisite hardware to do this, and I knew that I did. So I had to go all the way back to find out why that was happening, and that took me a while to do that, but I did it. And now I have confirmed that when I open up Revit, it's finding the NVIDIA card, and I'm getting DirectX 11 shader mode. I've got 4 gigabytes of memory to run things like Ray Tracer in Twinmotion, which is a radiosity rendering. Radiosity is, if you like, if you've got light coming in and hitting a mirror, then it hits the mirror and it bounces off and it comes back this way and then illuminates something in the background. Or if you think a car with a shiny chrome finish on it or something like that, and you can see yourself in it, that's radiosity. That's light hitting it's coming back, hitting you, and then going back into the shiny surface. Excuse me. And what you need is minimum of 8 gigabytes of memory on your graphics card processor to be able to do that within Twinmotion. Okay, so that is solved now at this point here. And so you need to go in and check that. You need to go in and check your hardware and make sure that it's picking up your independent video graphics cards. Now, I did say to you when you came in first year, when you were asking me advice in terms of what laptops to buy, I was saying that spend the money on getting an NVIDIA or a Radeon independent graphics card into your laptop, because this is where it starts to come into its own, because obviously Twinmotion is a real-time renderer and very heavy on the old graphics. So that was that one. Now, a couple of other things I want to point out to you in this video, and I'll do a couple of more just to bring you along on this. We want Twinmotion to run effectively within itself and in its direct link to Revit. So if I go into View up here, here's my Twinmotion. And so what the 2024 version of Revit has and the 2023 version of Twinmotion has is this direct link. So when we open up Twinmotion, we will be importing in this model, or this series of models here, and there'll be a direct link between the two. So what that means is I've got the synchronize button here, so I can add in any changes that I do here. If I synchronize them, they get updated in the Twinmotion file. Now, that was a question that was asked this morning. I'm not finished my concrete building yet, and so will I still be able to use Twinmotion, whatever? And that's fine. There's no problem with that. So as part of this exercise, part of this tutorial, or the next one, I'll show you how we're going to save the Twinmotion file. And it'll have this direct link back into the Autodesk file. So whatever edits that you do here can be synchronized up to the Twinmotion, and it can be updated. So that is that's going to be the process there. What we'll be doing in Twinmotion is picking up a couple of scenes, so camera views or whatever, and they're the ones we'll be concentrating on. And we change some materials, we get some environment in there and other bits and pieces, and that's what we're going to do there. All right, so I'm going to open this in Twinmotion. And it takes a minute just to open up here. And I'm going to show you how to change some settings to make this run quicker and faster and better for you. And that will conclude this particular tutorial. So Twinmotion is opening up on my other screen here. And when it's open, I'll bring it across. Now, okay, so here we are. So here's the direct link thing. Now, this is a new project because it's the first time I've opened it. All right. You get a choice here of keeping the hierarchy collapsing by material or collapse all. Never use collapse all, that's out of it. Keeping the hierarchy means that the model comes in with all the elements intact, if you know what I mean. So if it's like the concrete panels or a wall or a chair or something like that, they're all the families. So the hierarchy means that all those families come in as families, right? Now, that makes the model kind of top heavy in terms of working within Twinmotion. Now, it has some advantages as well. So there's always a choice between, do you go for this one or this one? Now, the collapse by material means that it imports the Revit models based on material, okay, rather than the families, which makes it lighter and easier to process. It also makes it easier when we're swapping out materials in the Twinmotion model. So anything we do in Twinmotion stays in Twinmotion. It's not bi-directional in that sense. So if I change the concrete material from whatever I have, I've got HB concrete cast in situ C3520. And if I change that for a material in Twinmotion, it does not come back and change that material in Revit. But edits to the model in Revit do synchronize up to Twinmotion. Okay, so in this case, we're going to use collapse by material. Okay, because that's the best place to start at, and then hit OK, and give it a minute or two, and it'll pop up. It's not created the direct link yet. This is the default opening screen on Twinmotion. And you can see the direct link processing. and my model should come up. So there it is there in the corner here. All right. Now, before we do anything, I want to show you a couple of little things that will help with moving this along. So I'm going to hit Control P. So Control P brings up the settings here. All right. And we're going to go into, first of all, into probes resolution. All right. And we're going to hit, in the viewport, we want this at the lowest. For export, we want it maybe, you could go up higher, but I'm going to stick it at 512. So 64, low here, high there. Sky dome resolution, low here in the viewport, high for export. Grass fading, near only, okay? And what that means is that it'll render the grass nearest the camera, but not the grass far away, medium or far away, and that helps speed things up. So those three little things there help speed things up. If you have a very powerful processor on your graphics card, more than 8 gigabytes, you can go into Path Tracer here. And these are all the defaults. And what is being suggested is that you cut all of these by half. So that'll go to 4, 3, 32, 4, 1, 2, 5, I think it is, and 5. And that'll help those along. So once you've got all of those settings set, you can go OK. Now, that will certainly help with moving your Twinmotion real-time rendering a little bit quicker. Now, as soon as you got this open, you're going to go over to File, you're going to go Save As, and this is going to save this as a Twinmotion file. I'm putting it into a folder where I will find it, and I'll just call this 2, and I'll hit Save. I was going to save that now. So that is connected. Now, that's going to finish this video, and I'll come back and do a couple more with you and show you how we can populate the environment. I'll show you the GUI here, how we're going to use that and how that is used. And I'll explain to you all the different tools that are here. And so that will be in video number